item for all Salon people and then party them. Sarah J Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sarahjmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their menfolks.
But now, women are trafficking female children for money. Women are forced to be silent.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children. It is barbaric, unacceptable. Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, report received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based, or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sakho.
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 We are Khadija Sakho.
We are all Khadija Sakho.
Nina Yvonne Akisoya, and 11th May 2021 make me 3 years where I don't day in office. I say let I come and tell Freetonians them, una boku tenki for where una elect me and una give me this mandate for serve una. But I not just want to tell una thank you for when I elect me, I want to tell una thank you for when I don't work with me and work with the councillors, work with the staff of Freetown City Council, work with so many stakeholders, including the central government, the international partners, the local partners. I want to tell una, the Freetonians, and thank you, but I want to tell all the other groups and the boku tenki. Together, we embark on a journey for Transform Freetown, and in nobody not been say it go easy. We published the plan in January 2019, and then in January 2020, we published with first year report, and then in January 2021, we don't publish with 2-year report. Inside the reports and day, you go able for read in much more detail, waiting we don't achieve. But family them, I still I just share today some of the things that really make me heart gladdy pan this walk here. One thing we're really glad about, now the wastewater treatment plant where we don't build na King Tom. This is not the first time ever in the history of Salone for let we get the thing we come on the toilet. Instead of it just gonna grow na King Tom, it actually go into a plant where they get for separate the solid from the liquid and get for treat them and waiting for Connaught can go towards manure. It can now be safely, the liquid can now safely be disposed into the waterways. Another practical thing we are so glad for, now this urban farming project, we bring over 300, in fact we start with 300, now we add another 200 women them, we now at them backyard them and in community level, particularly in the deprived communities.
And you can create this, what you give, the okra they come up, they will plant them.
The women they do farming projects where go benefit them picking them for get more nutritious food, but it go also help them for get small thing at the end as they sell them in the market. And then their nursery school. Famble then go no say we been not open the one at Congo Water Market for make vulnerable women them and then young picking it under the age of 5 get free quality preschool care. And now we dip and build the second one. We do refurbishment upstairs in the Connaught Road Market, and that facility will be open and available to women and men traders inside Connaught Road Market. Tricycles. Well, then tricycle and they not only then they help for keep we city clean, they also they create employment. We don't create so far over 1,200 jobs with young people then where they go and collect dirty na the streets. And now we get 90 more where they come on stream. So I'm so happy because it increased the capacity for collect dirty. At the same time, it increased the number of people them, young people that we get work. Let not talk and not talk about the transfer station when I did the dirty then they go. So we don't get 4 additional ones, including the one at Lumley, the one at Approved School, the one at Shell, and the one at Allentown. Bele Uman them. Then they all over the community. That journey for going to PCMH, it can challenge Boko of them. So we work for upgrade 5 of we PHUs them for make them be monk, side with side Bele Uman, they able for born. Freetown people then, Boku people then know say dog na challenge na this city. And so we don't start a program for sterilize, vaccinate the dogs them so that we go get control over dogs and we the ambog motaman, but we the ambog themselves. We go make we city healthier and you go reduce the risk for let people then get us sick with and call rabies. I don't share small about wait we don't do and over these 3 years, but I just touch the thing in Boku. I go say anybody want for no more. Also go now with Facebook page. We get Freetown City Council Facebook page. We also get Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. You go able for follow we. Let we continue for work together with all we stakeholders for let collectively we transform Freetown. Una, thank you and God bless you.
The total population of Sierra Leone in 2019 was stated approximately at 7.8 million. And the most common cancer reported in 2018 was breast cancer, with an incidence rate of 25.1% and a mortality rate of 19.2%. Ward 2 at the Connaught Hospital, Freetown, is a female surgical ward that cares for patients requiring breast surgery, chemotherapy, and palliative care. General surgery also admits to the ward as see fit. The ward is in need of a significant refurbishment and has a major impact on patient assessment and delivery of treatment, dignity, comfort, and infection control measures. The current ward area presents a significant challenge to infection control. There is no fit for purpose or adequate personal hygiene facilities. The showers and sanitary areas are in poor condition and are difficult to clean. The flooring is deteriorated. Overall deco and fabric of the walls need repair and full decoration. Furniture, cupboards, and shelving require replacement. The sluice, known to be the dirty utility room, is in poor condition and needs replacing. Windows need to be replaced as current windows bring in draughts, dust, debris, mosquitoes, and rodents. There is no designated area to provide a day service for patients receiving chemotherapy. Medical supplies is desperately needed. Therefore, we need a total amount of £15,000, which is equivalent to 195 million leones for this project. This project will focus on women diagnosed with breast cancer and other non-malignant breast abnormalities requiring one or more of the treatment modalities that are currently available. We will also set up a day unit for the administration of chemotherapy and provide training and development to ensure sustainability. Therefore, I am pleading to all individuals, organizations, and local businesses and every Sierra Leonean and friends of Sierra Leone to make a meaningful contribution that will never go in vain. Ways to contribute will be seen at the end of this clip. I am Aisata Sisejalo of the Health Show Partnership Program. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Hello, good evening, mi fambulem, good evening. This is Aisata Sisejalo on the Health Show. Welcome you all to today's program. Today is the 17th of June, 2022, Thursday. And I just want to welcome you all. I hope you're all somewhere nice and dry, especially in the UK, because it's been a raining day today. And if you're anywhere else in the diaspora, I hope you're also safe and well. And thank you for joining us. Thank you to all the viewers who've already logged on. We welcome you and we appreciate you. And please don't hesitate to ask us any questions or make any comments, because it makes a lot of difference. Now, that day they give the program body sweetness, you understand? So make a move to go to Creole. We will try for do the program as much as possible in Creole, but please excuse us where we can balance go to the English. Now just habits. So today now a special day. Today it's a special program. So today I'm going to be on the hot seat with other two fine people. And today the producers are going to be the hosts. They are going to ask questions. I'm sure Juma will join us later. As he's in North America, and sometimes the time difference makes it a bit challenging for him. But with me, we've got Femi Palmer and we've got Sylvester Tambadugba, commonly known as T-Boy. And also with me, I've got a lovely lady called Mrs. Crimelda Parkinson Pratt of Thinking Pink. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, you're not able to see her actual face, but you would hear her voice. And she's still working on it to see if that could be rectified. But otherwise, her voice is more as much important as her image. And also with us is my dear husband, Mr. Sheku Jallo. Yeah, it's a special day today because you never get him on his, as soon as I start my program, don't go hide, you know. But today, you don't get choice. I don't bring and come until I go take woman will let for barakes for people their own business. They go sabi you. Whether I like the audience of being in the public or not, they go get them by force. And so they be away, go get Jangle man. I'm sorry, oh papa. Every day they tell her sorry, oh. But today he's here. Not as my husband, but he's here today as the project manager. I don't employ him. And they pay a £1. And £1 I get for pay for this work where they do. And I get lots of smoothies, lots of hugs, and I cook very cassava leaf, although I get cyanide inside. And you know, and but the most important thing, on a serious note, I thank him and I appreciate him for his support and all the time, effort, and hours he puts in, and most importantly the motivation, because with all these things and where push you they do, you always need that person they way they push you and motivate you and encourage you. And so I don't think I would do any of this, to be honest with you. Yes, I've got the brains. Yes, I've got the ideas, but I need, there's quite a lot of good people around me that keep me going. So today, where do they talk about? Today we're going to talk about the Ward 2 at Connaught Hospital refurbishment project. And it's all to do with female and women empowerment and us women with the support of our men to try and uplift our sisters, our daughters, our mothers to create an environment that is fit for purpose. So that is what we're going to talk about today. So please, 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 we are pleading that you donate. We would pin the bank details on the chat line. We would also pin an Airtel Orange number for you to donate via that. And also you can do PayPal. If any of that fail and you're in Freetown and you believe you're one of those people who believe in handing money over, then please feel free to go to Thinking Pink. You would be able to make your donation there in person. So there's many, many ways. And every little counts. Trust me, every little counts. So over to you, Mr. Duba.
I feel still just one for one now, because in this you show. I see don't start soon and see if you continue. Hello, well, we don't cancel, we don't come here, we don't get in there. You don't give up now finally?
Try no more. No, I don't give up yet. Try no more. You know.
Right, welcome
I can't tell people them, but you just know you wait.
Welcome to the show and welcome to another serious and one of the best edition of the Health Show today, because today now the day we can't say for grab everything we feel say we not able for give it, we not able for afford, for contribute, for donate. Ironically, yesterday we had a serious discussion here about donate. What today we ask una for donate, because we know for say that's the primary reason why this show is being set up for this particular period in time. But like Mrs. Isata say, we have two people or more in the waiting where they can talk about why we're here and some of the reasons we make we bring and come now, because then get for able for can explain to me some of the details, some of the information what we to say very vital for una way una they put una money for what in this particular project and this program for tonight really mean. So I have to introduce the one person. He said my husband, but guess what? Today is not your husband on the show. He is Mr. Sheku Ajuma Jallo. Mr. Sheku Ajuma Jallo, please welcome and say hello to the viewers for the first time on the Sarah Dem platform.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, T-Boy. And I'm actually glad to be here. And I think I've tried so many times to dodge most of the times when you invite me on a show. But today is a special one, and this project is kind of like very close to my heart. And so I'm actually glad to be here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. And I know say we get the Dogwausu. We call it the Dogwausu today because we don't make a special, specifically created for this show with a disguising face. Because we get for make sure say we do some raffle for other able for identify the face and send you a picture of this person where we disguise for tonight's show. Then that person did get a special prize. But I will call your name, and for una sabi in name, and where it can't talk if una sabi in voice, please don't post the picture yet until the raffle time reach. We'll decide for use that to raise some more money for this particular project. Welcome to the show, Miss Crimelda Parkinson Pratt. Say hello to the viewers.
Hello, viewers. How are you all? Nice to be here. Thank you. I'm saying hi all the way from Freetown, Sierra Leone. We they hold the ground for now. Hope all my way.
Like you say, anything now they hold the ground way, camera and they come on, the network bad.
me someone shoot me face.
But I don't say no to the network bad. Definitely now we don't keep you on this guide because we want for use your face and make some money tonight. So
there you go.
That's exactly what we're going to do tonight. For tonight's show, we raise some money with your face. So welcome to the show. And if you say today, now very important day. Well, the reason why we're here, the health show has been a very strong, passionate group where feel say their contribution to the health show itself is not just good enough, because the CEO went to Freetown a couple of years ago, and he don't go Freetown on a regular basis anyway. Like say, she has so much passion in cancer, and he believes say there is a lot more that she can offer in Sierra Leone, not just the generic health issues that we don't tackle all the years. So he go to Connaught and realize say the specific cancer what na Connaught is not in the shape at which it expects them to be. Nobody's expecting what is already there in existing, but if you say she can do more, or she can try and possibly get what to for make it get to the state at which it feels say it will fit for the purpose. So we go to Mrs. Isita Jalo, make it give you some short insights of why it feels say this particular project is deemed necessary for Connaught Ward 2. Over to you, Ms. Isita.
Okay, thank you so much for that, T-Boy. Why make this project necessary? Okay, me as somebody where they travel a lot to Sierra Leone, at least every other year, I would go to Sierra Leone. And when I go to Sierra Leone, I scout around, I hang out with the needy, I hang out with the affluent, I hang out with the middle class, and so on and so forth. But recently, in the past few years, I don't do a lot of work about raising health and well-being awareness, but with the primary focus on cancer care. Of course, that started in UK Naya with this current show on Diaspora Voices. And but then as we go on, I actually saw a post. I saw a video. Somebody sent a video to me with a young man by the name of Ishmael. Then they do an appeal for him. Say he needed funds because he has some form of cancer called sarcoma on his leg. But the interesting thing about that young man is that he was a university student at that time, and he was aspiring to become a social worker. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's got this cancer, and it's a cancer that can, you know, be treated to some extent. So when I look at the video, as always, we know so we can get a lot of fraudulent videos, people trying to use other people's issues for getting their own personal benefit. I actually saw contact details. And at the end of the video, this contact details was, it says, please contact Thinking Pink, breast cancer. And then I saw the number and okay, breast cancer, Thinking Pink, Breast Cancer Foundation. What are they doing getting involved in sarcoma, which it's a muscle type cancer. So I became curious and I'm like, ooh, somebody is interested in cancer in Sierra Leone. Let me dig a little bit. So I contacted them straight away. I had a fantastic response. And that's where the relationship started. We helped, we raised funds, we wrote letters, we begged, and we were able to send Ishmael to India, I believe, and he had his surgery and so on and so forth. So, of course, that year I was planning to go to Sierra Leone. So I mentioned this to Cremelda. I call her Creme. Most people call her Creme. And she said to me, I might not be around, but girl, she said to me, girl, you are welcome. Please come and find me. Please come and visit me. You would be highly welcome. The door would be open to you. And I thought it was a joke. So anyway, I went to Freetown. She wasn't there. She had to go on to, she had to go to a conference, again, to do with cancer. And as she was traveling around the world, because she had to take such a long journey to get to where she was going. And we were chatting, you know, and then I got there, and the girls there, Lucy, Khadijah, and a young man who was there, they all just kind of, I went in, I was like, hi, I'm Isita. Crimelda sent me, they're like, oh, welcome. And the next thing I was sitting in the CEO's office, in her chair, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? And it wasn't just that. I had patients waiting for me to be assessed. I'm like, this lady is seriously ready for me. Oh. So that holiday was one of the best holidays because it was like a working holiday. And I felt so, I don't know really how, I felt so fulfilled. So anyway, they brought about 10 ladies. There were 10 ladies in the waiting room. I went through their assessments. We talked to them. We counseled them. But there was one particular girl, that Lucy. I mean, Lucy, gosh. Lucy is one of the most amazing nurses at Thinking Pink Breast Cancer Foundation. Lucy had seen this young lady, and there was nothing they could do at that time because of funding. So they sent her away, but because Crimelda told her that I was coming, they should line up some patients. This young lady was one of the patients she contacted. She contacted the auntie, and the auntie was willing to bring her. And it was pretty much like she said to me, Mrs. Sisejalo, there's some special case I want you to take a look at. This is very special. This is rare. We don't see such that often. So then I saw this 16-year-old girl, looked so clinically depressed, in so much pain, with a breast over 20 kilos. The weight was as heavy as a suitcase, one of your suitcases you pack to go to Sierra Leone, honestly. And it was weighing her down. She was just so unhappy. And I examined her, spoke to her auntie. Straight away it came to my mind, I need to fundraise for her. I need to do something. So consented her, gave her all the consent forms that is used at Thinking Pink, consented her. They were happy for us to use her image, happy for us to go on social media, and then that was it. Went out there, fundraised, and then I ended up at Connaught Hospital, okay? I ended up at the Connaught Hospital, which was also part of my plan to go and shadow the surgical oncologist there, Dr. Small. So, of course, this young lady just even made it more interesting. So, followed her through. Within 48 hours, I was able to raise 6 million for this young lady. Raised the money. She had surgery, and that's how I happened to go on to Ward 2. So I visited Ward 2. Now, for those of you who don't know, Connaught Hospital is the largest hospital in Sierra Leone, government-funded hospital. It is the main hospital, and it is quite centralized, and it's been around for quite a while. So there's lots of ongoing refurbishment that has been going on over the years. It's been around since 1912. And different governments, different ministries have come and they've renovated it and so on and so forth. But when I went onto that ward that day to admit that child, I nearly vomited. I was so overwhelmed. I was so upset. I was like, no, people don't sleep here. No, people don't come here for admission, for surgery. No. People don't stay here after surgery for aftercare. I'm like, no. And then I started talking to another dynamic, fantastic young lady called Khadijah, who is an oncology nurse. I think the only trained oncology nurse in Sierra Leone, to say. And she was just full of energy. Her energy was just overwhelming for me because I thought nobody was that passionate about cancer as I was, as a Black Sierra Leonean. And there I am, you know, this young lady in her early 30s, just so dynamic and keen and hungry for knowledge, hungry and passionate about what she wants Ward 2 to be like. So we started talking. I started asking her questions. I asked her, how do you treat people with chemotherapy? Where do you give them their chemotherapy treatment? And she said, just out here, there's no privacy. The curtains are all turned. There's no dignity. There's no respect. And I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. So I went home. I slept over it. The next day, I called my husband and I said, I think I've got a project for Sierra Leone. And he said, what? I said, oh, don't scream, but I think I'm going to try and adopt a ward. And he said to me, what do you mean? I said, adopt. When you adopt, you look after that ward, you make sure you take care of it and everything. And she's like, you're joking. I said, no, I'm not joking. This is what I'm going to do. So, of course, then I had to then go through the process of finding who the right person to speak to and so on and so forth. So this is how Ward 2, because Ward 2 is the female surgical ward. It is not primarily just cancer. It's a general surgical ward. However, all the breast cancer patients that goes through Connaught Hospital, that is where they end up, either be it for chemotherapy, for surgery, or if they're dying, stroke palliative care. You know, so that is how Ward 2 came about.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's a very, very detailed explanation of how you're able to get yourself into Ward 2. Well, I come with Crimelda very shortly because I believe she started a Thinking Pink program in Sierra Leone. I remember for the first time when in launch I was in Freetown. And I'm thinking, how do we have so many women roaming around the streets of Freetown with pink t-shirts? What's the problem? What's happening there? Oh, yeah, it's Pink Day. I'm like, yeah, okay. One of them, same kind of old thing that they happen over here and a short leave. So, Crimelda, I know say you don't in a salon for some time. You don't try for do this cancer thing with Thinking Pink. What was the initiative within your mindset for Aya to come to you and say, I want to be around you? Because we hardly see things like in a salon they happen. How you be feel like at that particular time day for embrace this woman we come up from London with the kind of similar initiative of what you said you do in a salon?
Oh, thank you. Good question. It was marvelous. We match each other, hand in glove, you know. I came from the United States, and this we don't come walk away. I don't come. And just like what Aisha they say, there was the first of all, the awareness now Freetown means so low, you know. People know they talk about cancer. It was like the C word, you know. All man they hide them, you know. So Aisha contacted me when Ishmael contacted our foundation looking for help when he said me they suffer from osteosarcoma, you know. It was they're like with a friend we said, somebody to talk to, somebody to walk with, somebody with the same, you know, mindset, you know, vision, and we just click. And like she said, she was coming into town. Maybe they go on a cancer summit all the way in Kazakhstan, you know. And so I said, oh, you can come, you know, just come and do your thing. And no regret for at any time, because it was timely. This is the Lord's doing, because we need this kind of partnership, you know. I'm I call her. I need funds for somebody where I think to say, oh no, we can't let this one go. I call her, you know. I mean, I update her. I met the husband. I call him my brother, you know, because in fact, the husband in our office to read they were this popular Adama Taloko, where himself, you know, they get this breast abnormality. The husband was with us the day when we go admit him. So meeting Aishita and where we are today and where we hope to be next year this time, by the grace of God, it's a blessing, because it not lukewarm. Because everything you say normally when people can start their things they are in another 3-4 years, exactly. Because without thought, you are like, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? You know, But we are here because there's need for us. And ICTA identifies that need. And what glory it will be for let the need come to fruition, for make we see the completion of Ward 2, so that patients will lie down in dignity. Patients would also die in dignity, I tell them when we go see with patient off on Wednesday, I say this Ward 2 can be for any one of we. When Corona come or when Ebola been come, nobody know they travel. So you not go say, they can hop out go for medical treatment. So Ward 2 is not cancer, hey, here I am. So why we not just lift this place up,
Yeah.
And because you yourself might end up there, your sister, your cousin, your friend, someone, So I think for me it's a good partnership, and I like what we go through, and I know it's long lasting because the mindset is similar.
All right, thank you very much, Kimeda. And the reason why I ask you that question, Linda, because over the years we don't see the lot of challenges the way these two continents they face in terms of collaboration, especially when we come up from America and then we reading at the UK. We don't try for collaborate for different things then, but for some reason it doesn't really work. So I'm actually impressed that this particular one, it actually work. And when I don't look at from a bigger picture and when I realize, forget about the geographical location of Usaudi, Sierra Leone is our primary goal. We need to get it done and we need to do it together. I love that collaborative essence for we when able to come together and make sure this thing also specifically work. But I can't tell Mr. Jallo lately, but I'll just skip and first one more time. Let's go back to ICTA. ICTA, I'm not saying the challenges that we face now World 2 is very enormous because what I can ask you now, they bring in Mr. Jallo slightly. Because some of the things that when you go see, when you go Connaught, you realize, this is not fit for humans. And you highlight already, but we all know, apart from you saying what you just said, that this hospital don't change governments, don't change ministers, don't change so many people we don't pass through, we don't come for manage. They have renovated, they have done everything in the best knowledge of their professionalism, if I will say so. But yet still, you feel there is a lot more needed to be done. What are some of the few things that you saw that actually trigger your mind to say, no, I can't sit and watch this happen, where I can do better? Just few experiences before I come to Mr. Jallo.
Well, for me, one of the people might see it simple, but it's very important because being raised and trained and educated in the United Kingdom, when I used to work in hospitals as a cancer specialist nurse, one of the key things, and even in my current job, one of the paramount things about humanity is respect and dignity. Now, when I walked on that ward, yes, there were curtains, but the curtains were either torn or they were not really fit for purpose. So somebody there where a doctor be they try for go through consultation with assess them because it be get what we call lymphedema. Again, this was another lady that we helped fundraise for where I happened for meat. We actually don't die now. May her soul rest in peace. And we be to come all the way from Liberia. So what Quimeda is saying, this Ward 2 can be for anybody. That lady they be to come all the way from Liberia for can get treatment. And I noticed that actually there was no privacy. There was no privacy. All the women are there. Uda and breast they not do. Uda and Bobby they not do. Uda because it's so torment, it hot. They're barely naked. And there was no privacy. And then the other thing I noticed, the windows, some of the glasses were broken. I'm like, uh-oh. Then as I go forward towards the nurse's station, also the nurse thinking and congregate and sit down, are they able to see the toilet side? And that also kind of made me like, whoa, what is happening here? This is not nice, So these were kind of the key things. Infection control, big time. Infection control and respect and dignity, privacy. Those are the key things that made me feel that actually these are little but important things and they're easy to be changed. So those were my key things that really made me go home and think. And I said, no, this cannot be happening in the 21st century. It is not good enough, irrespective of whether we're a developing country or not. Cleanliness, even in religion, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. So how come we're not going to maintain this now, an environment where actually they demand cleanliness, you know? So that is why.
So basically, in a nutshell, you saw a health disaster in an environment that is meant to be a health safe haven.
Yeah.
Correct? Right. Okay. Now I come to Mr. Jallo. Mr. Jallo, this is a unique project for you. This is a unique platform for you where you have a lot of experience in so many things. I know your field of profession is totally different, like a chalk and cheese. Who said it council? What's in that the thing will inspire you where Mrs. Jallo come to you and say, babes, I've got a project in Sierra Leone? Because some man will say, not put me for that stress because I'm already in a stress. Then you go take up another project, it's extra stress. What thing give you the courage for accepting, well, okay, fine, no problem. I think I have that humanitarian feeling for say, I will support you. What gives you that drive for make you say, I want to work alongside with you on this particular project? Facing the fact that you know it's going to be a challenge.
Well, I think the first thing when, the missus called me and then told me about what she's planning to do, and my reply basically was, are you sure? And I said, okay, call me the next day, think about it and call me the next day. I said, because this is going to be a time-consuming project. And then also, I mean, if we're going to deliver it, I said, I'm not going to put my name on a project that I cannot deliver. I said, so we'll have to think about who we're going to be working with locally, because it is a very challenging project. I've done, like you said, projects before. Recently, I just refurbished, a mosque that I built for my dad. But this is much more bigger because of the various components, of the project itself.
Okay. So basically, when you now, I want to give you a brief overview of the project and what you feel say it entails as a project manager.
Well, I mean, put it this way. I was in Freetown about 3 weeks ago, and then part of my visit was also to look at, and assess the scale of the project, what is actually required, what we need to do, and then so on and so forth. So, and then I asked a question. I said, when was the last time the exterior of the ward was painted? And then that was 7 years ago, right? And then I asked, I said, when the interior was done, last decorated or to a facelift, and no one could tell me. So that just gives you an idea, the amount of work that needs to be done. I mean, the ward basically need a total, fully revamp. I mean, as for the toilet, everything has to be knocked off, basically tiles and retile. I mean, the ward area that is about 11 windows, massive windows, and they go. You got the metal, the windows are those all metal design, which is really good. And then you also have like a wooden frame where you got like the mosquito mesh. Everything is basically we need to remove them, right? And then repair them and then fit new mesh, paint them, and then do the same for the windows. So basically what I'm doing now is try to plan a project from start to finish. And the challenging thing is I got 2 weeks to deliver that. So my recent visit.
What do you mean you have 2 weeks to deliver that? Explain.
Well, the project, we're looking to do the project within 2 weeks. And one of the restriction or the constraint is actually on our side because I only got 2 weeks holiday left. So I have to do it in 2 weeks.
So that's one of the challenges that you've put yourself into. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Jalo, I'm not saying that Mr. Expert, you want to get it fixed the way you feel it should look like. When you actually visit 2 weeks ago, Connaught, was your expectation decreased or increased? for the fact that this thing has to be done? Because on thinking that we go show the pictures then when you're ready, but on thinking that what you see in a picture, is it actually what you saw yourself in person?
Yeah, that was correct. I mean, the pictures that we've seen, it was exactly, a little bit bad that when I actually visit. And so it basically just assessing the work and then try to work out what I'm doing now is I try to break the entire project into various tasks. For example, like the windows is one job. And then I'm going to assign a lead to that particular job. And then, someone that could manage our project in that area. And then I will say, I'll calculate the number of hours it's going to take and then work out the days. So to remove the windows, repair them, paint them, fix the mesh, you go 1.5 days. And I'm not only a project manager, I'm also the senior painter in the project. I'm a painter, I'm a tiler, I'm a carpenter, pretty much I'm everything.
Mr. Gallo, let me just hold you there for just 1 minute, because Crimelda is a living example of how construction work actually go on in Sierra Leone. Crimelda, I don't think you this message. Now, I beg you, please, can you actually give me a total opposite of what Mr. Gallo says?
Well, you know what? Let it keep that fire they burning. You understand? Change comes from us, Yes. I mean, he has he get a know-how. And I should say going to convince them. Salon, they walk the way as we don't use them, when you say, okay, like what he said. But we can try. Now, with a factor, this change here, so if we let them, now so lethargy go take place, stay down, it's go take 2-3 years now, if we not take them. So I'm for Mr. Salo, give them the project and the timeline, and I mean, let's teach them new things.
So I believe, since you get hands-on experience, you get for physically there alongside Mr. Jallo for make sure most of the tasks they already put in place, you have support for make it will be executed on time. Because I know exactly what I'm saying right now.
I know
because
what
the challenges are going to be very much enormous.
Yes, I know what you mean. But let me try. Let's try something new. This one seems and sounds better. Otherwise, like now salon, you they give them time, then they're not they think the way you they think say. Because they don't get 6 jobs in my hand. They not go tell you say no, I'm not able within 1 week. Give me 3 weeks. No, if they say say no, what you say 5 days I go down done them.
Okay, so let me bring you in small. I know say you kind of a bit not baffled, but you're a bit okay. I know exactly what is happening here. What thing that you take on this?
Well, obviously, if I open my mouth now and say and be arrogant about it and say, oh, we're not feeling anxious about it. Of course, that's untrue. We are as the weeks come by, it comes closer because we don't give ourselves a target. And like Mr. Jallo say, we are the kind of people them where when we're full of integrity. When we say they do something, we want for do them. And we want for do them to the best of we ability. I mean, you ask Mr. Jallo a question, he not tell you the truth. Where he say if he mindset change after where he go visit the world. Yes, a mindset change. He begin bring fresh, new ideas. That tell us, I say, I beg Papa, no start first. This one will say first, no do one first. I think Crimelda said, he go share the idea the day with Crimelda, and Crimelda was like, whoa, So so every time I kind of like get for massing break small, I'm like, Lord, do this first. Lord, do this. This is our pilot. If we do this and it comes out well, then it will open doors for us. In terms of anxiety about the way some people work in Sierra Leone, I mean, you don't work with Mr. Jallo. You don't see Mr. Jallo in action, in reality. You understand? Not to the kind of person like where they tell you so in a painter, in a carpenter, in a plumber, in a Tyler. He's not joking about it. He is not. I mean, our current home in London, past me one make get na hand. Otherwise, he does all the decorations and replenishment all the time, you know.
Okay.
So we go there, we go there in person. We are going to be there. So when you hold the paintbrush, the paint, we probably go get broom and the sweep. So this not something where they go walk out in one hotel, AC the bangui, then we give the job then to people them. No. And we are already taking into consideration, say, some people then go say yes to you, fine. We talk about that the other day, say, if you're supposed to car work 8 o'clock, you not reach 8 o'clock, we they tell you point blank, say, that hour they will not pay you for them. We pay you by hour. So we they put contingency plans in place. If you don't come today, if you say no come tomorrow, we get other carpenter will go call. If you painter, you don't come today, we don't clean tomorrow before you come 8 o'clock, you begin life. We say, oh, now me picking this, now me that. No. Somebody else is on standby. So we know they become reliant on any one person or contractor. We not even they take a contractor. We're taking, you know, for give back again to the actual community. We're taking skilled workers, local skilled workers to come in and do the job. And of course, anybody we want volunteer as well, we get skills, we want volunteer because this is a charity job. They're more than welcome to come and help. But we will be on social media almost every day to give updates and to draw attention and to highlight what we're doing. So, yeah, so we are anxious.
No problem, that's fine. It's good that you are anxious because, again, that's the reality of Sierra Leone. If you're not in any shape or form anxious about the project, it means you are going to a direction where you think you're going to be successful, but you will fail. But it's good that you have this sort of anxiety that will keep your fire burning. Mr. Jallo, over to you again once more.
Yeah, I think, we're actually anxious. I mean, every day, I will think about the project. I spend hours, looking at ways how not only that we could deliver it, but even, do the project properly and then manage the work very efficiently. I mean, I've managed construction work remotely, works that I'm doing, my personal work and, stuff like that. I mean, there are ways that, now we're looking at, okay, how are we going to manage resources? So what I've done during my visit is put a team together. So whoever is going to be a subcontractor that is coming in, they're doing a specific job, right? And the way that I'm working at payment, like earlier on, I was talking about hours, and the hours is linked to a job. So in as much you must only work a day, but you don't finish that day's job, then you're not getting a day's pay. So the job, I'm going to factor everything in. So there are certain people who I will have a contract with them that this contract is for this job, right? Okay. And then you have to finish it within a specific period. So if you didn't finish it within that period, then the contract is automatically void. I'm not paying you. And I made that clear. So we're working closely with the hospital where they would actually get the ward vacant, and they were also using their procurement facility because they have an in-house electrician and in-house plumber. So what we're looking to do to try and then see like all the fans that are not working, they could remove them before we arrive. And then once we've actually get the ward empty, like we're talking about transportation, someone said, oh, I'm late, you're sleeping in the ward. So that is how I'm going to manage some of that. So I will have some people that would even sleep there. Right. So we're looking at all those possibilities, whether if that is going to work. And, so currently I'm trying to look at how I'm going to manage because I know that I've got 2 weeks. So every day, in as much, ice will be on the floor, but I'm going to be giving her like a formal update. Like this is what is done. Then we have 2 days to finish the job, and then she'll be having a regular meeting with the other stakeholders.
Right. Okay. I think that's a brilliant initiative in terms of the way you're looking at it from a broader picture. I think it will bring in more efficient workforce as long as you did not go on, you go able for monitoring and make sure things are done properly. At the moment, we see some pictures of the current state of the world. When I picture the way people we don't see already. But I want to the producer giving maybe about 1 minute for me to get just the pictures of the floor plan of how you intend for make the new world to look like. So, Mr. Palmer, just give me just the main 4 pictures of how we want the floor plan for look like, according to Mr. Jallo and Mrs. Jallo, the plan we don't put together for make we know how this world to get for look like. So if we can get the first picture, Mr. Jallo, you can able for take me to the picture, why the picture in the show on the screen, and then you go able for tell me exactly why the layouts is like that, why you feel to say the layouts will work better in this kind of way. So we have the first picture up right now, where now the long corridor way.
I think Timo, most probably better if you start from the actual black and white, which is the actual floor plan. Okay, I don't know if you've got that, the floor layout.
No, I don't have the floor plan layout. I only have the 3D layout, yes.
Okay. Well, the ward, it got like 2 corridors, like a corridor like at the far extreme, and you can see the massive windows there.
Yes.
And so what we're looking to do is the color, because, linking that to, the feminist say, so we've actually, took with myself a series of types of colors, and I actually get the nurses to actually get involved in the work. So they've actually decided, they selected the color that we're going to use. So that is just like, a picture of the darker pink and the lighter pink. So the corridors that you see in the extreme, sometimes they actually use that. They would sometimes put bed in there as well, but the ward itself is officially a 14 bed ward.
Right.
So one of the corridors, the corridors on your left hand side, you have a unit which we're looking to create a room that we're looking to turn into the chemo unit. The day chemo unit, and then there's another room at the far end that we're looking to turn into a treatment room. Then the other corridor on the right hand side, that's where you have the kitchen. So as you enter the ward, on your left hand side you got the kitchen, and on your right hand side that's the room that we're looking to turn into a chemo unit.
Okay, next picture please.
So that's the main ward. Yeah. That is the main ward. So that's the view when you're standing from where the nurse, there's a nurse desk at the far end. That you on your right hand side, the right of that, that's where you got the bathroom, and on the left, that's where you have the nurse's office and the sisters, the staff room and the sisters' office.
So we take it to the main domus with the guys at the extreme end at the main entrance, right?
Yeah.
So how many beds then this ward get for occupied?
Well, officially is 14.
14 beds?
Yes.
Okay, and every bed get for getting your own cupboard units?
That's right, yeah.
What every bed then get for gets?
So we're going to replace the beds, and then also we're looking to build like a side, a little table that will have, it's like a wardrobe-like, but also have drawers. So we've got a design. So what we're looking to do, see if we could commission maybe a couple of carpenters in Freetown, and then for them to build that. So I'm sketching that and then send it over. And then once they build that, and then we will look at that, and then we will decide which one of the carpenters that we're going to go with to build the rest of it.
So what are some of the other facilities we get for the inside this particular ward?
Well, I think I'll pass that to Ice. She could comment more on that.
No problem. Over to you, Ice.
Okay, so every generic ward has, this is what we call the Nightingale style ward, which basically means it's one floor or for salon open parlor, one pala.
Okay.
So
Like an open plan.
yeah. So now one
Okay.
pala. However, this is where the curtains come into play, because you go still get this, because if you still go na some ward then na London na ya, so hospital them, you still get open plan and wards. But how do they protect and make sure they ensure privacy and dignity? Is have curtains. Now the good thing is, because in the colonial, when they built this, they already had that in their mind. So there's already metals up there, rails for accommodating curtains. It's just that the curtains have not been changed or washed, whatever you call it. So that's the main ward. So part of a ward as well, you have a clean room and a dirty room. Now the dirty room is also referred to as the utility room or the sluice. This is where somebody when not able to go to toilets, if they use Connaught when mobile toilets, where they wet or open them bowels, this is where you go and empty it. This is where anything where dirty we need for be clean, now there you need for go clean them. So that room is there, it is still there, but it just needs to be refurbished. Then you get the clean room, which is the clinic room. Sometimes they also refer to it as a treatment room. Again, that's the room where you're supposed to have your medications. That's the room where you're supposed to have some of your equipment. That's the room where you're supposed to have anything related to the patient's dressings, you name it. That's the room you're supposed to have. So again, that room we plan for refurbishment and put cupboards, just like you have in your kitchen. It kind of, if you visualize your kitchen, that is how that room should be. It should have worktops and cupboards where you can store medications, and it should also have a refrigerator, because some medications need to be kept cold at a certain temperature. And then you get a staff room, of course, because you not only think about the patients, you have to also think about the well-being and work-life balance for your staff. So they have a staff room, but again, that at the moment is full of junk. They are not using it. So again, we're going to try and refurbish that, and we're going to try and put in units so that at least any staff where we try for see if we can put a system where you know where you put coin, that locker where you put coin, you lock them. So where nobody not personally own a locker, but where you do on shift, you be able to put if now 1 cent or 2 cents coin, you be able to put on there. Or if we get the unit from here, they will go for use pounds. We go take pound coins where they go use, and for the open and close them. So when you done your shift, the next person will take it and use it to store their handbag, store their house clothes.
But I said we need to use pound as we currency as salon. No. Now for make sure say it's secure, make one for use the pound system.
Well, we go see what we go use. It might be that now a code system. It depends on what we can get and what we can afford. I just give you an example. It's just like when you go swimming now, where you get a lock at them, where they will give you, you go pay deposits, then give you key. That kind of system is what we're looking at. But again, all depends on what we can afford and what is available. Then you get the sister's office. The sister's office as well needs to be renovated. And with a plan for put a computer there for the sister and a printer that she can manage, so that anything where they need for print, it's in they can actually print it in the sister's office. And then also in the sister's office, as well as the staff room, create a little bit of library resource section, so that then they use that information for develop themselves and enhance their learning. And then you get this other room where we I think it's usually a side room.
So we're not showing the picture that's again. No, actually the picture that's again. Look stuff for sure that.
Then then we get what we can call now side room. Side room is basically for somebody where need isolation. Now I don't think they need that. So what do they do? That side room there, now they renovate, we turn to the chemotherapy day unit, where basically the people that will need chemotherapy, we don't need for admits, they're not they admit and they're not outpatients. At the moment, what they happen and just they sit down and then chair there or a free bed there, they sit down there and get them treatment. So during that time, they're able to see who that sick, they're able to see who that don't come out do your operation, they're able to see who that they wait for your operation, or they're able to see who that way they die. So it's not really good for their emotional well-being. So if we create this room where they're not one of these corners, this or the corridor, so where family they show right now, you know, it kind of removes them from the main ward.
Okay.
So again,
so it's like an isolated ward at the back of the main ward.
Yes. So then we get the kitchen as well, of course. Then therefore need food and all of that. So that as well needs to be renovated. So today's program is really for inform people and for make them start thinking. We know so a lot of people and they were going to watch.
No, we can't outside it. You know what, you know, we can't outside it. I want for bring can remember in just a little bit there without go now the actual nitty-gritty of what you make within our for whether the couple, the money side. Auntie Grimella, I know for say this not so something new to you alone. But I have a lot of serious concerns because over the years you don't do a salon extensively. You don't know exactly how we manage the kind of things on a salon in terms of keeping it up to appearances. As how you look at this nice picture, this nice glossy things, we see everything the flow. That is exactly the kind of replica of what's in there for going about too. How tangible or how reliable or how effective you feel.
Congratulations. So what's in this need now? What's in this will need now? Now upkeeping. We're gonna need cleaning staff. Where sometimes that will be paid from fundraising or however we did raise money for maintain the ward, you know? Because I mean Australians this will need cleaners where we know say where they come in, it's not 2 shifts, morning shifts and evening shifts, where they can clean, pick up the trash, you know, for keep it, because look how beautiful it is. And this is the way we go let for Siam, you know, till we hand them over to the next generation, you know. So with that in mind, we need a cleaning staff.
Right. I thought as much.
From private, in other words, private.
So at the moment in time, when this project therefore be finished, I know say that it's going to be an handing over ceremony and all them protocols and get for go ahead. But not left that one for that. I think that is something we can left for another program. So we can decide on or discuss about that later on. Now we come to the real issue why we are here. Now you don't see you will watch, you will get for watch, they will get for second watch. You now don't see the floor plan of how the new Ward 2 get for look like. Not next year, not 5 years time, not 6 years time, but from now on to the next couple of months. We're talking October. So basically, this now the targets of what's the health show and the partners that with the health show, specifically with Thinking Pink, they try for make sure say this particular project stand, and it not just stand, but it last, it maintain, and able for deliver everything where it stand for. But it entails money. And the money where it entails, not so small money. We go sell it for saying a small money in a salon, not so better money. Some man able for knocking pockets if you pull that money they do. Some man able for she does now, so he writes the check, he send them say, oh now they give you this, I did that show na that. Just like how some man can say no more, I get one new baby, now that one SUV will cost 24,000. So at the bring come I said one more time for make it can tell we exactly the cost of running or putting together this particular project. So all on sees now say this now the reality of the cancer ward 2, where they now Connaught, where they want for transform. And as soon all on see the picture, not to something very easy for do. So I said come in one more time and like you can take me through the process of how much money you feel to say this thing will cost. And already people have not begin make donations. So can you give me some short insights of what will happen from the first day when you launch this particular project to the current day today? and what you will look forward to for complete the project financially. So I'll pass them over to you, and like you can be the closest insight of what it will cost for put this kind of project.
Okay, thank you for that, T-Boy. So as everybody know, the health show is has been actively involved in fundraising, not just for Ward 2. Ward 2 is just the largest project we're working on at the moment. But for every time there's a sick person, we knock on Thinking Pink in door, and Crimelda says to me, "Hi, sister, I need help. This one," you know, because not all of them, because she has over 100 women on her database. But there's always those unique ones that come that you feel these ones need that extra support. So the fundraising has been ongoing. In terms of the ward itself, the project, at the moment, the physical cash we have is about £500. And our target is between 15 to 20,000 pounds. The reason why that extra 5,000, because everybody so far don't they say 15. That's just in case. Like you say, for any eniola, or you keep stick there, you do not. But realistically, we're looking at 15,000 pounds. And that we're not taking into account, we own flights, we're not taking into account, we accommodation, and so on and so forth. Or we own day-to-day management where we then as well, we're not taking that into account. The other thing we'll not take into account for that 15,000 is the beds, because the beds, through my job here, I've actually I've been donated 18 beds, which each one costs £1,700. So if the beds alone is close to what, £20,000 by itself. So, and the other thing, equipment. Some of the equipment like Connaught, the mobile toilet, and wheelchairs, those things are being donated. And I'm still appealing to anybody, if you can able to donate anything. One or two people that don't donate the table waking day on top of the bed, we call them cantilever. Where you go visit somebody self na hospital, now they don't keep put them breakfast, where they sit on the bed they eat. So all those things we need. We need so much stuff that we need liquid cash for, and of course for go pay for the manpower na Sierra Leone as well, and buy some of the other equipment them. We dey try as well for buy almost everything na as much as possible, and only go buy things like, for example, the fabric for the curtains, and maybe then the side tables, because our wood is best and it's not cost effective for we for buy them, ship them and go under. We own local labor services. We don't already begin to work on that so that people go do we sample, because that is something where they take time for build, and because of the short time we get, those are things we go don't make them don't build, and they don't ready them by September. So we don't have to worry about them, the units and so on and so forth. So that is what we need in a nutshell. So we still got 14,500 to raise. Now I've had few pledges, but I don't like to be hopeful, because they are pledges until they become reality. I know they can't say, oh, I get this money where I not get her. So that is where we are financially. But really, we are aiming to go do this job in October. Why?
Just one for us, because if we go do this job in October, we don't get enough of this money as deadline as when?
As latest by end of July. Because we need to do shopping and we need to ship. Because at the end of the day, what we've realized as well, we therefore ship a container. We're not go able to ship with other people the way where they do freight shipping, those shipping companies. Because I know that some people don't approach me. Why don't approach people? They say, oh, why you not go to them and shipping company and they will give discount? Now I've gone to all the shipping companies. If now one or two items you they ship, they don't mind for you discount. But where you're shipping 18 beds, where you're shipping 18 mattresses, because these beds then come in 3 packs. Each bed get 3 packs. Each pack feel like a big suitcase. Then then get them their mattress. Everything is brand new. This is not a used bed, so everything is brand new. So that alone, the bed alone, that almost reach 20 feet container. You know, so that is why we're gonna need to ship a container. So when they try for talk to some people they say, oh, now for go beg that shippers there. No, they can't. We have to be reasonable ourselves. Then a business that they do. If some don't actually offer, say, well, I can't do this for you, but I will guide you and make sure, say, you get this as easily and as cost effective as possible. So we're getting all that help and resources from these shippers. So those are some of the things. So we need, because we want, again, from a cheaper point of view, we want ship where they take 3 weeks rather than the ship where they take 2 weeks. Because it gives you a big difference in price. Almost £1,000 if you ship with the ship where they take 2 weeks in water, or with the ship where they take 3 weeks in water. So that is why if by mid-August we don't ship, then the ship delay at least by end of September it go don't reach. You know. And again, the other thing what they look at, where it reach, who's how they go offload. We need storage. So we are looking at empty storages right now where we'll go able to go offload all the equipment and then we lock them so that when we go in October, all we won't need something, we go ferry them, we carry them. Won't need something, we go ferry them, we carry them, and so on and so forth. So those are all the things we're thinking about. October is our target because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this word is about breast cancer for us. And there's nothing better. I don't think we can get so many activities in October. And so it would just marry together, opening of a new world, and then just doing the ongoing fundraising for ensure, say, where people then can, we go able to get money for pay for the treatment and support them as best as possible.
Right. I know for say there is going to be a challenge in this particular project in so many different ways. We try to see how best we can minimize them. So how you they expect people and for begin make donation now? We not make donation yet. I know say the video on the house for donation for the past 2 months now or 3 months, and we don't raise about 500, as you clearly say. There's been so many pledges, but like you say, pledge not pledge until you see the physical cash, then you know for say contributions and non come. So what are the means of payments? I know say you don't highlight earlier on say we will get payments on the bank details, when are the UK bank details for the health show, and Airtel money or Orange money in a salon, and then you get PayPal, and then you get physical cash. Give us some short introduction of which one of them see how so if it is people and be able for use at the best interest of Usai in day.
Well, wherever you are in the world, you especially in the diaspora, you can use PayPal. PayPal, you just, as long as you have the email of the account, you can pay in whatever currency, in whatever part of the world you are. So anybody, anywhere, Australia, America, Singapore, Thailand, China, wherever they are, they can use that. The other thing they can use if they want, my telephone contact is there. I've pinned the details there. They can contact me and I can give them the IBAN number of the account here, which is Barclays, and I can give them the international bank account details, where it means they have to be able to transfer from whatever account, wherever they are, to do that. If they're in Sierra Leone, we've got availability of Airtel Orange money so that people can pay. And also, I say, if people want, if they want to go give the physical cash, they can actually go and knock on the doors of Thinking Pink and say to her, this money is specifically for the World 2 project. And she would save that money and be accountable for it. And I'd also set up a crowdfunding. Again, with the crowdfunding, it enables you to pay into the account any part of the world where you did. So these are all the different styles. But also, it's not just about cash. If you're not somebody where they work on site, where you get access to, let's say, drip stand, because some of the things are expensive. For example, drip stand, the cheapest one I don't see so far when I second hand is about £75. And we need, to start off with, we need at least about 6 you know, 3 at the chemo unit, and then 3 for the general ward. So that alone don't cost over 300, 400, 500 pounds almost. So those kind of things. And other things like stethoscopes, sphygmometers, and so on and so forth. So if you're not somebody where you get access to equipment where you know say, make a call ICT about sometime it go need this. Please, 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 my number is there. Always don't hesitate to call me. Message me, WhatsApp me, inbox me on Facebook. I will respond to you as quickly as possible. Because they say there's so many ways to go to heaven. And these are one of the ways. I already don't get somebody, one of the table where they donate for the breakfast table for let somebody sit down. Now somebody give that to me. I'd already get somebody where donate one of these mobile toilets. I'd already get somebody where donate a walking frame for somebody where they feel too well, not able to maintain your own balance, we need that support day. So there are few equipment where people that don't donate, and we need more. I just want to, before I stop, I just want to respond to a lady called, what did she say? She was asking a question about equipment. How do we check and maintain equipment? I just want to say to her, what will they try for do? I'm not they care any digital equipment go because it will be unrealistic. For example, they give drip now through machine, but over there, I will not take machine. I'll take the drip stand and we'll do it drips per minute, which is the old school way before machine technology come in place. Even at the Western world, that's what they used to do, drips per minute. When we do me training, that's how we were trained. You don't get trained with using a machine. Because with these machines, all these electronic stuff, they need to be calibrated every year. Every year they need to be calibrated. So realistically, that will not be sustainable. For example, the other thing, I will not take a digital blood pressure machine because again, they need to be calibrated. They can give false positive reading. So I'm going to take manual. So the stethoscope and the sphygmometer, where basically you get it cough, you get the big dial thing, you press them, you listen to the systolic and the diastolic, and then you measure all the old school way. Because at the moment, I don't think Sierra Leone get that structure there for manage the technology that is used in the 21st century. So by God in power, they say small little drops of water. One day we will reach there. But that is just so that that person's question. That will Nutrient soya. Yeah, that is what I intend to do to kind of mitigate that issue of false, because they can give false positive readings, especially these digital equipment. So you have to be very, very careful. If it's simple things like pulse oximetry that are cheap, when they go bust, you can easily replace them. That's fine. Or the infrared thermometer, temperature equipment, that's fine. But other than that, I'm not really planning on taking anything digital. It will cause mayhem rather than be of solution for the nurses. So that's me. And I just want to say thank you to Dr. Small. Dr. Small is actually watching us, and he said, Dr. Small is the surgical oncologist for Connaught. He's the lead. And he, again, is also the driving force. Ward 2 is his baby. He's passionate about it. And he's also very much appreciative and welcoming. And he just said, thanks, ICITA and team. And he says, our hospital administration is poised to support the project. Yes, we have had very welcoming, very positive welcome so far. So we're, and encouragement. So we're very keen. And I think that's what makes us even anxious. Because if we face resistance, then we go say, we go get excuse for give. But this one, they've welcomed us with open hands. So it's going to be a good challenge.
Right. I just want to come to the YouTube a few comments that we did not make in regards to the project. Lina, they say, I like Mr. Jallo in zeal pray by God in power, the funds then will be available and the workers are ready to put all their energy. And then also, Lena say, the padlock system will work best in Freetown. And somebody else suggests, say, Jerome, in my opinion, the locker with the code will work best. They should pay for the locks, and then it will be their locks permanently with their codes on. So basically, if you were not making the options of how for begin look at the structure when the structure would already be in existence. Let's come to Mr. Jallo quickly. Mr. Jallo, I know say you don't foresee the projects and you don't foresee the issues then where you know for say you go get for deal with hands-on. You get anything where you feel to say now something where you go get some kind of doubt on where you feel to say will be one of your biggest challenge whilst you are still in town and at the same time you want to execute this project, even though you know say you will be the best person for make sure say this project complete according to the timeline of what you don't begin put in place?
Well, I mean, having assessed the work itself, it is possible to do it within 2 weeks. It's a very ambitious one, but I believe that with proper planning, we can actually deliver it. And I think my worry, or sometimes I get anxious, is the financing of the project. Because I mean, when you're looking at preparing for a project like this, and especially when time is very, very critical. You're looking at materials, so it's not just about just going in and do up the ward. These projects will be doing it ourselves, and then we'll get in volunteers that are coming in. So I mean, if we're going to subcontract anything to say a building contractor, it will most probably be say like the bathroom, because the bathroom may need some serious work. So maybe that is the only thing that we're actually looking to subcontract, which basically means we need to buy our own tools. I mean, the tools that I have is only to decorate my house. So, and then this is a massive project. So, and then we're most probably going to have, a handful of people working at the same time. So one of the ways that we're going to manage the time, I don't want someone is waiting for someone that is using a brush there. Now, everything has to be there. Like if you take, for example, we've got 18 brand new beds that we're going to put together. They're all in flat packs. So we're going to need those drills to do that, the cordless drills. So you're not going to be, using a screw, because by the time you fit one bed, your hands are already gone, regardless of whether you go or gloves or not. So these are, so for me, it's basically make sure that, the team will have the tools to deliver the project within that time frame. But the work itself, I assess the work, I've put a team together, and I know that we can do it.
Right. I will come to Cremelda quickly, but I just address one of the things that we highlight, where you mentioned drills. And I know say I don't talk say things that we get a lot for do with technological stuff in terms of the electrical readings of the equipment in a salon. You fit to see for go down that road yet, because you need to say it will be challenging because you get for like an upgrade, and every year you get for reset the system. When Mr. Jallo make mention of the electrical drills, I physically will say to you, maybe don't spend too much money on that, because with experience, they will struggle to use it because they're not used to it. Possibly, I would say just take a handful, maybe one or two, and physically focus on the physical drills itself, because they use that better and quicker, because you don't want to introduce something that is too sophisticated and they cannot use it, and it slows down the project. So basically, you got to carefully think about some of the tools the way you go with, because if you focus on too much electrical tools, these guys are not familiar with some of these tools. They will not be able to use it, because I live an example. I have seen that happen so many times in Freetown, where you go to tools the way sometimes people say, oh, this is not common thing we see for some people all for the year. They can't use it. So I would say just take a couple of them in terms of building your equipment base. And also, it will be good for get them stuff then day, because you get for the left arm for an amount of things they will need in terms of maintenance. Sometimes something on screw they will need for tightening them up, because these are beds. And again, and also you're technically skilled, but you get for look for people that way skilled enough for able for couple them beds then day, because now 18 beds, guess what? It is not going to be easy to couple one. And we lack shortcuts in our salon What's with the pull inside box, not saying with a pack. So we have to be very mindful. It is going to be something very serious. Supervision level should be high, and executing it should be also precise to the point, because you have to begin to look at all those small technical issues there. If you see them begin to struggle for fix one bed, then they find shortcuts. Oh, this is not necessary, sir. Now for pull them, no pack on the corner and out. No, just put it, you know, and put the materials panel. Now the bed and also they always do shortcuts. So that's now one of the few advice that I will put on board, and you get to be very mindful. I not say you one can't do that. You need to forget a team of technical people around you. It's a shame I might be there myself. I'm not too sure if they give me passport, but they're not giving me passport yet. So they wait for me passport. So when my passport come, there's a possibility to say yes, I'll be there in October when the project they actually kickstart itself, because that was the plan. But it depends. But anyway, we're looking at that anyway. But I think it would be nice to think about the practical, logical, sophisticated tools that we feel to say people will be able to get their hands on deck and get to use them. We're going to make the job go on faster. Like I'm talking about that. I not say they bring you as an example because you don't play salon, you did now, you live there, you know exactly how things then they run a salon. Now you don't mention something like say we're going to forget we own self-cleaner for maintain the structure for you for keep them up to standard. But that is not just the only thing we will get for focus on. Are we going to be having some amount of education with the patient then for let them also know for say the environment should be as clean, as neat as it is, so then we're able to maintain them ongoing? Because there are times when the education to even the patient and say we yourself for go help, they might not have enough knowledge of how to upkeep the environment because they haven't seen anything closer to what thing they can get in. So what thing will be you take on that? Educating the patient themselves.
Yeah, you're very right. I mean, see the beauty, you know. I mean, that environment is even good for wellness, good for, you know, for patients that we see. Then kind of cleanliness and beauty there, it helps wellness. So they're going to need education, you know, the cleaner them, even the nurses. But I'm not saying that's something I don't talk about. So they're going to need some tutorials to understand for me to understand, say, this is how we want it done. Now, so we'll let we maintain them because we say, let me go silent to the top now, you know. I mean, that's where you see, like you say, if I sick now, go inside some kind of word now, things are go worse off than our go inside, you know. Because this is thumbs up to the health show, you know. This is something, it was just a thought, and today we see reality. And we focus seriously now that we see, because I don't realize one thing from this work. When people see what they have seen today, the beauty and the seriousness of this initiative, funds will begin to hope. Let we all begin sharing on our website, with Facebook, talk to with donors, with partners, like a miso share back on my website, talk to donors. This is about all of us. We can't just say, okay, you left a no more to health show. No, this is a Sierra Leonean project, you know. We don't get patients from Liberia. We don't get patients from Guinea. That tell you, say, there is something brewing. And so let's support this process. Let we fight for this $20,000. I should say 15. I say stretch it a little bit because, you know, once you start at the table, I say, oh. So we think that the ceiling for be 20. And also, why health should not think about, you know, hosting a dinner dance, you know? So we can do one also, so a gala in October, you know? Yes, because funding is not so easy these days, but if we all put some energy, plan something, this is a project. This is a Sierra Leonean project. All hands on board, all hands on deck. Let we get a reality toward two. Please, world. You know, I'm so happy just to see this. I'm happy.
Thank you very much, Kimelda. I definitely see the enthusiasm in the voice where we can out to the picture side of USA with the can succeed, we can do some raffle. I know say everybody out there, they wait for see this lovely face. We get this kind of sweet voice. But with the game for the next 10 minutes, then we can put the raffle out and let we know exactly Uda Sabi, the picture of this nice woman we then call Cremelda Parkinson Pratt for make it give you a snapshot of a picture now the charts, and then that person gets a special prize. But we want for raffle them around. So we defect for the person we get for show the picture, and it donates the prize where they can't try forget, and that prize they could be then they bid for the picture, and Uda will get the right picture. But me, I can't post the first picture anyway. Last see if not the right person, and I know where they talk so. But look like that. I come to Aisata again once more. Aisata, I not say this is not your dream. This is your baby. This has been your, I will call her, your manchinchi. The time will be different and then radio stuff will because some stuff. Then this is manchinchi roast. It's beyond reality of voting you look at for execute as a person. I know for say, not so just you, they look at this project from a wider picture. You also get a lot of people in your network. What's in the contribution of the people in your network, the amount of nurses? You can never say COVID-19 get 99% nurses them all. Then they want to know. Myself now, one of the nurses, they want to give injection, but I give injection. But anyway, that's a different story. That's a different story. But what are the contributions with the nurses them around you when they try for help, for make sure say most of the equipment that we don't highlight, so some of them will get some now then hospital them, now then ward them, sometimes they need to use them anymore. What thing they bring come for support this particular project?
Well, I don't want to sound negative, but very little support. And I think one of the reasons for that is not because people don't want to support, it's because I think sometimes as Black people, we don't know how to ask for help. And I think it can be a little bit uncomfortable for a lot of people. But I do have a couple of nurse sisters who, and other few people who have put the word out there. They are looking at their departments. The other day, one of me, sister nurse sister, actually, I go collect a trolley, a dressing trolley. So, and that dressing trolley alone cost about £125. So that's a big savings. So there's few people who are making the effort, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't work in that environment where they feel comfortable for ask or for beg. Whilst with me, I am blessed, I am lucky, me not big. So I see I be Connaught Salon 2020. Where you see I come, the first day where I go up, I go straight to the CEO. I go knock on the door. I say, can I have a word with you, please? Now I say, go ahead. Now I show him that young lady in picture. Now I say, oh yeah, I saw you on Twitter and all of that. And I say, yes. I said, so this has made me want to adopt this word that this young lady was being cared for. I said, so I know they ask you, because I work for a charity organization myself here. I said, I know they ask you for give me money. I said, but they ask you for give permission to the facilities manager and for send an email out for say any equipment what we don't need now the hospice if una can give me once I need them. I say sure, no problem. In nearly one crisis for sure and the picking picture. So from that on, I don't get the desk for the nursing station. I don't get the chair them for the nursing station. I don't get the chair them for the chemo units. Like I say, I don't get wheelchairs. I don't even get what we call equipment raiser. You know, sometimes when you can go, you can see some if chair low, then get it in where they can put on top for haste the chair. All those things. I don't get some crutches and so on and so forth. I mean, some of the things that I would not need for World 2, but are useful for Sierra Leone, I'm not able to take them because of storage, because I don't, just for this project alone, it's costing us £200 a month because we've had to rent out 2 garages in UK here. So I think I would encourage nurses, because me and Cremilda, we're doing something. We want to show our sisters that sisters can work together. we can fix each other's crown. Through that, we can help others. We can help others grow up. We can help others stand up. We can help the next generation move forward. So for me, this is not just about Ward 2. It's also about demonstrating sisterhood. It's about demonstrating, people go on about this thing, women empowerment, la, 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 give women a chance and everything, but they don't really put it into action. So we are talking less and acting more. So that's what this is all about. So it's a big project, really big from different perspectives.
Right, Mr. Jallo, to you one more time before we try for wrap up. I know say this is going to be a massive project. What are some of the plans for sustaining this particular project going forward after it don't already kick off? What are some of the plans that you feel say will be needed for maintaining the structure and for able to sustain them going forward?
I mean, there are a few ideas which have actually chipped to, ICE and then Primella, about how, we can continuously raise funds to maintain, the ward, and then also not only the ward, but also the running of the ward. As you said earlier on, I'm not a health specialist, nor am I a builder, but at least ICE is their area, and then they're very, very knowledgeable. So in terms of training the nurses, these are things that, they would be doing. Ongoing maintenance of the ward. The plan is just like, because for me, I actually believe that when you actually do up any refurbishment, you always find to actually do a retouch every 2 years, because it's a very busy environment. But those retouch, you don't need the entire ward to be vacant, so you can actually do them whilst the patients are actually in there. So these are the collaboration with the facilities manager. These are some of the things that we'll be discussing after when we finish the project, because we don't want to leave it at the state and they get to the same, to a really bad state where, again, we start the whole process again, So, I'm working closely with the facilities manager, not only to complete the project, but also how they're going to maintain that, because the maintenance, they're going to be the one that is going to take that over. So, the agreement, which, is as they're looking for this project, well, the management of the ward itself, at least a couple of years or maybe longer than that, but there was one thing when I was in Freetown, when, I was taken around, and then I asked a question, I say, how many wards in Connaught? And then they said it's actually 8 wards. So if we're actually doing one, and I'll tell you, in 5 years' time, the entire Connaught actually should be already completely done up. So, which is one of the reasons why, I'm going to work really, really hard to deliver this project. And then hopefully someone else will come and say, oh, they're going to do Ward 3, and then Ward 4, Ward 5, and then so by the time you realize, then we bring the entire Connaught, is up to, it's get a proper facelift that you can actually go in there and then you feel like, the environment, it's more encouraging. So for me, that is basically the drive.
Okay. Crimelda, I know that you're in Freetown, and how you feel say will be the best practice of actually bringing in beneficiaries like the patient, then how not for the short list the patient then? Is it based on first come, first serve, or is it based on your case-to-case study of how immediately you need to be hospitalized in this particular ward too? Because never say it is going to be a very tight competitive situation where we sometimes, Salon will get for take advantage. Say, oh, me na this person, me na that person. Now me person name for that admit now because of the state of this way. What think will be the criteria for admitting patients into the ward itself?
Well, that one is strictly the doctor's order. Now, the doctor, they fix that up and admits them. You not get for be by status, you get for be by need, after diagnosis and assessment, the doctor will make a call, who goes into Ward 2. And I think that's the way they operate anyway.
Okay, because that's a very crucial question, because the way make a brand come, now the fact say, salon, everything is being based on influence. Whether you sabi, whether you not sabi, whether you know. And I believe say you know go to practice that kind of thing as well, because definitely you know go able to sustain thinking pink for all these years if not that kind of models of operation. Yeah, so I think we don't lose you.
No, I mean, Celine is crying for a chair. The team, this oncology team. Yeah, we're thinking big. The patients come through us. We're not the first port of call, Then we send them out to doctor at the cancer clinic for further diagnosis, and it is through that they make the call for them for be admitted or be an outpatient. You see, so I know. So when everything they form, all these things will thrown on the table, and we all take this project very seriously. For make we know they want to go Ghana, which is so expensive, or want to go India, Let we save do we all cancer management now we own country, and when they see the seriousness of this project, I should say things will fall in place. Like what? Like maybe the radiotherapy unit, because that is also so needed. Because right now, if they need radiotherapy, we still have to go to Ghana, so everything will fall in place. Now when you don't show seriousness, people take you seriously. I don't understand about salon.
Right. Thank you very much, Camilla. Mr. Gala, I come back to you one more time. What will be your final message to the audience them out there, being that you are the project manager? What are some of the things you feel to say you will need support on in terms of putting in your logistics for make sure this project becomes successful?
Well, we, in terms of the resources, there are a lot of Australians specialized in the construction and field. Whoever is in Freetown, and during that period, we can do with any help and support that we can actually get. Well, I think, and the main thing here is actually raising the 20 grand, because with that, we can start, start buying the paint, and then the color of the paints that they choose. So it's not one of those paints that we will just go and go buy from the shelf. So they have to mix it. I was actually thinking of doing the mixture myself, from the little chemistry that I remember. But, the eye when they look at me and I said, let this one will just, if there's a lot, just go back to one we already mixed. So, yeah, so, then we can buy all the stuff, and then, store them and then try, and then, whatever we need, so we can begin to plan the transportation logistic. We don't already begin to talk to, agents them. There are a few that already said that, we don't got all the information we basically need. And then they would help we in terms of, getting all the stuff sorted out and then clearing over on a free time, which is also a very challenging thing. So, I think the most important thing is raising the 15 to 20 grand that is needed for the project.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. I think we'll take that into very serious consideration, because we know for say that's not the first thing first. They say if you want for travel a million miles, now for beginning to take the first few steps, and these are the very first few steps for make sure say we get these projects completed. I can come to Crimelda. I know say you know Freetown you based, you don't do so much extensive work within this particular industry with cancer and everything related to cancer and salon. What's going to be some of your message to people who they were actually out there for me to come on board and support this particular project, because now projects we all heart and soul rely on for make sure they work. What will be your message of appeal to the audience?
Well, my appeal to the audience is, please, let we all just put our hands together. Let we say this is a Sierra Leone project, It goes, so please, we all on that day when we cut the tape for enter Ward 2 and say, I've been give £5, I've been give £50, I've been give £1,000, Every little counts. I picked this up during this Adam Makaloko in dangerous situation. I so appreciate like them one way give 50,000 because you know say that they own now from the bottom of in heart he pull am now he sacrifice for give that money day. And so this is my message. Today we sacrifice because word 2 now we did it every day for go see we patients them, you know. In order in the
Okay, I think we don't follow Camilla in sound yonder, but we'll wait for see if in sound can come back and then we can give
best of condition. And if God don't lay inside, let's do something. You know?
Okay. We'll not get the last few words the way you say. If you keep for repeat them again, that would be nice. But otherwise, it's okay if you think that's fine for you. But you're gonna have to make you get your few words the way you say at the end.
The last few words were let me all just put we and wrap them around Aishata in this project, this initiative, so that we go at the end when we time they come to an end. What 2 I'm part of it. It's nice let me be part of something, you know. I mean, this why we say we all will campaign because this is a Sierra Leonean project. Please, Sierra Leoneans, please, world, let us all just do it because we can do it.
Thank you very much, Kimelda. And at the beginning, can the man we don't say nothing. We get so much knowledge in medical stuff. Them now we on Oba. Then say where the place hot the Creoman the red suits, but I disagree. The Creoman the red suits, even if the Sandy Bonham, I'm not considering Creoman in a town with the red and 3 piece. Sad not to issue, but the Creoman decided not for red suits today because he want for fall in sleeve and roll off the trusses and get active. Over to you, the Oba. I know say you don't listen, you don't watch, you don't show the pictures behind the scene, you don't show the new word 2. What thing that you don't take on all this? We don't listen to all what you know happens within the past 2 hours. Over to you.
First of all, I want to find you. I want to find Aisata.
I know.
Una keep me now, so I just say tweet me I eager for talk. Una the balance me. Plaba no the.
I know that.
Anyway, I want to tell Fambule Kushe a welcome, but I think so they carry up things also. Sometimes I will just say good night. Anyway, thank you guys. It's been a wonderful show. Really and truly, you know, hats off to Aisata. I think you're doing an exceptionally brilliant job. I believe, say, the support will come. It's hard. Sierra Leoneans, we not get money. We not popo people them. But the thing is, collectively, we can change our country. We can change things together. As you say earlier on, abundance is small piece, but not in this occasion. But little drops of water make a mighty ocean. You know, if we can set up a movement, as Mr. Jallo say, we can begin with word 2. God knows who we go end. So if Aisata is 15,000, is it dollars or pounds? Pounds. If Aisata is 15,000 pounds, if we no put an Aisata don't commit himself, she has to find 15,000 pounds herself. If 15 of us put 1,000 pounds, job done. If 15,000 of us put £1, job done. You know, so it's you know, one part of the project get for before raise money, and that raise money day, if you're not able for put, now for fend the people that we go able for put. So let's go out there, let's reach out there, let's find 15,000 people. I'm not saying I can't put one pong, but let's find 15,000 people. Let we see the kind amount we will go raise. And as Mr. Jallo says, something you want no Connaught hospital safe. Between we all, we cable fix them. We just need to think creatively. As to say, if you work at some place outside and get the equipment that we they don't need again before they go to school, we can take them. If Mr. Jallo they go Freetown and he need help, you know somebody will get the necessary skills that we they need, donate them. You know, call your brother, call your sister, say, my brother they go for 2 weeks. It's going to be under a lot of pressure. We need a painter. Can you guarantee, you able to help? Me personally, and T-Boy, we know a few carpenters where we can say literally, some of times they're busy, but we'll know the time where you go did it for. We can donate $1 in day, and we will be responsible for their time, because we know say apart from say they're good, we go able for bend their hand for ensure say they deliver what you need and in the time where you need them for. So if you get access to people, donate human resource. If you do go holiday around that 10 day, go spend the whole day with Mr. Jallo and see what he need. So they go teach you how for paint. Because he's saying that he mean painter. But it's honestly, we just need to think creatively, and bring this project to fruition. It's going to be a long, hard thing. I think the 15,000 pounds have not get for do, because my main problem with Sierra Leone is maintenance. So we can go fix up that place, we spend the money and put them, but we get for ensure say it stays that way, and that means paying wages, the right wages, finding the right people there, we get the right commitment to the cause. So Esther, you have my support. I'm sure you know that, but we're behind you in any way, shape or form. Not afraid for call, not afraid for ask. As you see, you get big mouths, you can always mix it and foolish. So ask when you're in a tight corner. Not afraid. We're here, and if we get for go twist people the hand, we go do that for you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farmer, the Oba. And I don't tell us you need to wear coats, because if you know I wear coat because the place hot, that's your choice. But anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody. And not for say I had to decide they can't ignore them. But if they ignore you, and they can't hand over your show back to you, because now you get the health show. Me, I just can't hijack another one this afternoon, this next, and this morning, and make sure say I run them for you fine. Like I run them, so I run them for you fine, or I don't run them for you fine. I'm ask you for 5. Oh, Femi doesn't have one of mine because I'm not going to kind of play. Okay, Femi, I agree. I asked me enough. My apologies once more. But anyway, thank you very much, viewers, for everything so far around you, for our listening capacity, for being able for sit down and listen to all this program. But the most important thing for this program, not forget for donate. You £1 make a difference. Like Femi say, 15,000 Sierra Leoneans then put £1. Then are £15,000. If we decide for put £2 each, now £30,000. If we decide for put £3 each, now £45,000. So basically, it is very much possible, only if we think logically and make sure say we help for support this particular project and make it become possible. Not of we never know. It can be mama or papa or brother or sister, or auntie, or cousin. We go get for go admit now or true. So not feel say it is far away from you because you know the salon. It can even be under your foot. It no matter who say you dey, but your contribution means so much. If not some money you get for contribute, bring come anything you for contribute. If not laundry, if not even laundry utensils like washing up liquids, soft when you go use for the cleaning in the washroom, cleaning up liquids wait for the use for mop the floor, cleaning liquids wait for use for clean the table lamp, dusters. Anything where you feel say an hospital need, make that your contribution because it will make a difference in this particular world too. But I sign off and hand over the show back to Esther because men are the main host for the health show. I just kind of more and give them some support for today because I ego talent for making the asking self questions and the answer definitely not going to work. So that's why I'm here today. Again, I hand you over back to the health show host, Mrs. Isata Jallo. Thank you, Crimelda, for your time. And thank you, Aditya, for pinning your picture. But the picture that they give for come up and be screen. So I don't know how I go pin up. But I want to give Femi, let Femi do it for me. So we're able to put a picture to your face for those that don't know who you are. But I will still get for raise me money for that picture day. Even if I'm able to do it today, I will do it sometime soon. So definitely I will do it. I promise you that. Over to you, Esther. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, T-Boy. Thank you, Krem. Thank you, Mr. Jallo. Thank you, Obafemi. And thank you to all our viewers, our participants, all those behind the scene. we tell una thank you and we dey appreciate una all. I want to talk to my Sierra Leone brothers and sisters. Every day we dey sit down, we keep company or within our social media. We are very quick to criticize. But I think when it comes to we country, Mama Salon, me dey beg me brothers and sisters, rather than we criticize, let's see how we can solve the problem. Rather than focusing on the problem, let's try and find solutions to this problem. Papa government not able to do everything on its own. And actually, we the people are the government. So let we see what we go able to do. When we do what we able to do, if Papa government see is a good thing we do, then go welcome we, then go embrace we, then go encourage we, then go motivate we. I know say a lot of people don't get bad experience in the past. And I'm not saying this because I just want to say it, because since I started this World 2 movement project, I have spoken to lots and lots of people. And lots of people that don't share their own experiences now, going back. But I want to encourage and reassure people, say, things can change and we can influence change. If we give up, what do we expect for change Sierra Leone for we? Not to the Ghanaian, not to the Liberian, not to the Gambian, not to the Nigerian. Now we Sierra Leoneans and therefore do something. A lot of us, we don't need for do anything in Sierra Leone, because I really not get no direct family day to some extent. The direct family they will get they able to come oversee whether they need treatment. But it's not about that. It's about the people who are not able to afford them. It's about the people who are not able to go Ghana. It's about the people who are not able to go Pakistan. It's about the people who are not able to go India. It's about the people who are not able to go Turkey. Let we try for develop and rebuild we own infrastructure, especially when it comes to the healthcare system. And if we do that, I feel say we go also able to change the mindset of the professionals the way they work, because then you say where you tell the dog for left the bone, you for tell the bone left the dog. A lot of work needs to go as well with the professionals that work there. And that is all part of the project plan. There, whilst, you know, Mr. Jaro, they do the manpower job, I'm going to set up training. So the nurse, they already work now, or two, rather than get 2 weeks holiday when they know they do nothing. No. And therefore they do some training and tutorials like breast surgery, aftercare, cancer care, and so on and so forth. So all of that is in play. So do ya, me at a beguna. Anything possible get, we go appreciate them. Anything where you able to give it, we go appreciate them. If you're not able, like Femi say, tell somebody else. If now manpower you get, give it. If now other resources you get, give it. The country that will friend with stuff, especially within the diaspora, after the government, they do everything. It's the people. A lot of donation. We were then at the UK. We see recently, last year, one power and called Captain Tom, 99-year-old pa, he raised over millions for the NHS service. Now, do you know that difference, that money they make within the NHS service, the National Health Service? It makes a lot of difference, because the government on its own, they struggle financially for sustain and maintain the level of service, now the National Health Service. So that money, they came in handy, you know. So we have to think about that. We have to think about what we as the people will give for push Mama Salon forward. So do you, I mean, a beg at a beg. I think those who know me, because again, we know say, we community, we like for say, oh, who that they go get down me money, like go eat them. Those who know us, knows us. Me and my husband were highly paid professionals. So we don't need any of this money for pocket time. If anything, like T-Boy say, if we're not able to raise this £15,000 because of the integrity, now we go end up deep that we pockets and do them just because we are people of integrity. And when we don't say they do something, we they do them. So do ya, me and the beg una all. Let's put negative thoughts aside. Let's put criticism aside. Let's focus positively, think positively, have a positive mental attitude for we country and for anybody we want for go do good day. If we're not able to do them, now we appreciate that person day. Now we motivate them. Now we applaud them so that it go do more and more until we self able do. Because not everybody able to do. But waiting people that not they realize when you see somebody they do something, that one word where you go say, well done, it goes a long way. It gives them satisfaction. It gives them encouragement. So now darling mommy get for tell me people them. So do ya at the beguna. Anything we are able to afford for give, be it resources, be it financial, be it physical, human resources, we welcome them and we go appreciate them. If you're not somebody who know about shipping, you know, say you get sideway, go for and cheap shipments for we welcome them. If you not somebody who knows how to go buy paint, good paint, but for reasonable price, we welcome them. If you're not somebody who gets kitchen units, them now you backyard, you know they use them. You the friend waiting for do time, we welcome them. If you're not somebody who able to get access to gloves or face masks, we welcome them. So anything we go appreciate. So I just want to tell everybody we don't be supportive so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you so much. Me not the driver of this project, but I need passenger them. If I don't need passenger, I'm not going to drive empty motor car. You know they drive transportation from Bo to Kenema without no passenger. And I also need fuel. You people are the fuel. So please, I plead to now all. And I just want to say a final thank you to Crimelda, Mrs. Crimelda Parkinson Pratt, CEO, founder of Thinking Pink Breast Cancer Foundation, for welcoming me with open arms. Because I think if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had the courage to do or think what I'm doing so right now. So I appreciate you. And that goes for Dr. Small as well. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for shadowing surgical outpatients clinic, which was a big eye-opener for me, which also motivated me and inspired me to do more for my country. So I appreciate you now all. I tell you now, thank you, Dr. Cummins John, Dr. Boema, all the doctors there who are interested and keen to see cancer services move forward in Sierra Leone. We appreciate you now, and we will continue for work with you now and support you now as best as possible. So that going back 10 years from now, we will say, wow, we've come a long way. And indeed we can. We can do it. We all can do it, and together we can. So thank you very much. It's not a one-man business. It's a collective effort. It will make a lot of difference. So thank you very much. Have a blessed evening. And I'm going to see a lot of me on social media the next few weeks. And that's all to do for Sidonomo and talk about World 2. I'm going to go there and short live them for the big no more. I mean, name naga for be Mrs. Bega Sise Jalo. So thank you. And I thank you. I appreciate you now. I love you all. Thank you so much, Sarah J Media, for giving me this platform. I appreciate it.
The total population of Sierra Leone in 2019 was stated approximately at 7.8 million. And the most common cancer reported in 2018 was breast cancer, with an incidence rate of 25.1% and a mortality rate of 19.2%. Ward 2 at the Connaught Hospital, Freetown, is a female surgical ward that cares for patients requiring breast surgery, chemotherapy, and palliative care. General surgery also admits to the ward as see fit. The ward is in need of a significant refurbishment and has a major impact on patient assessment and delivery of treatment, dignity, comfort, and infection control measures. The current ward area presents a significant challenge to infection control. There is no fit for purpose or adequate personal hygiene facilities. The showers and sanitary areas are in poor condition and are difficult to clean. The flooring is deteriorated. Overall deco and fabric of the walls need repair and full decoration. Furniture, cupboards and shelving require replacement. The sluice, known to be the dirty utility room, is in poor condition and needs replacing. Windows need to be replaced as current windows bring in draughts, dust, debris, mosquitoes and rodents. There is no designated area to provide a day service for patients receiving chemotherapy. Medical supplies is desperately needed. Therefore, we need a total amount of £15,000, which is equivalent to 195 million pounds for this project. This project will focus on women diagnosed with breast cancer and other non-malignant breast abnormalities requiring one or more of the treatment modalities that are currently available. We will also set up a day unit for the administration of chemotherapy and provide training and development to ensure sustainability. Therefore, I am pleading to all individuals, organizations, and local businesses, and every Sierra Leonean and friends of Sierra Leone to make a meaningful contribution that will never go in vain. Ways to contribute will be seen at the end of this clip. I am Aissata Cissé Jallow of the Health Show Partnership Program. Remember, your health is your wealth. The total population of Sierra Leone in 2019 was stated approximately at 7.8 million. And the most common cancer reported in 2018 was breast cancer, with an incidence rate of 25.1% and a mortality rate of 19.2%. Ward 2 at the Connaught Hospital, Freetown, is a female surgical ward that cares for patients requiring breast surgery, chemotherapy, and palliative care. General surgery also admits to the ward as see fit. The ward is in need of a significant refurbishment and has a major impact on patient assessment and delivery of treatment, dignity, comfort, and infection control measures. The current ward area presents a significant challenge to infection control. There is no fit for purpose or adequate personal hygiene facilities. The showers and sanitary areas are in poor condition and are difficult to clean. The flooring is deteriorated. Overall deco and fabric of the walls need repair and full decoration. Furniture, cupboards, and shelving require replacement. The sluice, known to be the dirty utility room, is in poor condition and needs replacing. Windows need to be replaced as current windows bring in draughts, dust, debris, mosquitoes, and rodents. There is no designated area to provide a day service for patients receiving chemotherapy. Medical supplies is desperately needed. Therefore, we need a total amount of £15,000, which is equivalent to 195 million pounds for this project. This project will focus on women diagnosed with breast cancer and other non-malignant breast abnormalities requiring one or more of the treatment modalities that are currently available. We will also set up a day unit for the administration of chemotherapy and provide training and development to ensure sustainability. Therefore, I am pleading to all individuals, organizations, and local businesses, and every Sierra Leonean and friends of Sierra Leone to make a meaningful contribution that will never go in vain. Ways to contribute will be seen at the end of this clip. I am Aissata Cissé Jallow of the Health Show Partnership Program. Remember, your health is your wealth.